Hey everyone, I recently just got a 19.90 Rubik's Cube blindfolded solve, which is my first ever sub 20 with full 3 style, so I'm really excited about that. Unfortunately, it's not in cam because I got this on my phone timer in the car, which also means that this wasn't stack matted. If it was stack matted, it wouldn't be sub 20, but I'm still going to count it as my first sub 20 and as my PB because I'm really proud of this solve. And so I thought the next best thing for you guys would be to reconstruct it. And so without further ado, let's just get started. Here's a scramble. Go ahead and scramble in your own orientation if you'd like to follow along. And so I always start out by memorizing corners from this UFR sticker. This is my buffer piece. And so this goes to here, which is S, which then goes to O. This is my buffer piece, and so I'm going to cycle break, and I usually cycle break to B. And so B, I to K to L, and finally E to Q. And this is where I cycle broke to, and so my cycle is done and my corners are done. So my corner memorization is S O B I K L E Q. And then I'm going to move on to edges, and so starting from here, R U F E T A B G V J. And this is my buffer piece, but it's actually not my buffer sticker, and so that generally means that I probably have an edge flip somewhere, and it turns out I do have an edge flipped back here. And so my audio memo for edges would be like roofie, ta, bag, vig, and then I visually memorize this flip here. And so starting off with execution, here we go. So R to U is just D U prime into this 5 mover. Undo. FE, I'll just do an S move, and then this sets up this nice 8 move pure comm. Then undo. TA is just 2 moves into a 4 mover. And then BG is a pretty intuitive comm like this. You just do a U into this pure comm, U2 to finish the setup move, or to undo it. And then finally VJ is just an algorithm that you have to memorize. And then finally for this flip, I do this alg here. And that solves edges. Finally, for corners, I have S to O, so I do U D2 into this 8 mover. And then the setup moves cancel pretty nicely. Next, B to I is just pretty intuitive. It's like an OLL algorithm. Next, K to L is less intuitive, but it's essentially just R prime into this pure comm with a weird insert though. It's F prime and then kind of like this sledge insert, if you will, and then you undo and some of the setup moves cancel. And then finally E to Q, you can kind of see this is actually just like an OLL algorithm. And there we go. So as you could probably tell, this actually wasn't a particularly lucky scramble. There were no solved edges or corners, and it was also 10 algorithms, which I believe is the average for a blind scramble if you use just 3 style like I do. And so to pull off my first sub 20 on a 10 alg scramble is something that really amazes me, and I'm really proud of it. I'm super excited. I think what went so well for the solve was the fact that all the comms were generally pretty straightforward. I knew all of them really well. I was very familiar with all the cases in the scramble. Since I am new to 3 style, there are still cases every now and then where I will trip up and I'll have to like pause for a second to recall it. But for this scramble, I didn't have any of those issues because the comms were pretty easy. And so yeah, that's that. I'm really excited to see like what I can do in the future if I just keep practicing and if I can get like a 9 alger or 8 alger and see what I can do with that. But anyways, yeah, thanks so much to everybody who's supported me in learning 3 styles so far and just getting better at blind. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later.